This is dear Mama Sal on a cloudy Tuesday morning. It's not nasty, it's just there is some blue sky, but most of it's cloud, and it looks like it might be more cloud coming in. It's 17 degrees, so it's still pretty warm, which for those of you who don't speak Canadian temperatures would be 63. So we're really in a sort of pleasant area, I think you'd call it, of temperatures. We all know that any minute now those temperatures are going to start shifting. It's getting towards the end of August, and that's what happens here. If we're lucky, it'll last through the end of August and into maybe some, if not most, of September, depending on our luck. And it's actually my favorite time of year. If ever I go on more than a couple of days vacation, I will take it at the beginning of September. I love that time. You know, the children have all gone back to school, and that's when I like to take my trailer and go and sit quietly somewhere. And nearly always have very nice weather. Don't let me put a jinx on that. I really have to say that I had I want to say difficult day yesterday. I was tired, and I'm still tired today. In fact, if anything, I'm more tired today. And I think this has to do with that although I thoroughly enjoyed myself at the weekend, it was a little bit more energy than I'm used to giving, being on my feet for most of the day. And that as much as I loved it, I think it took its toll to some degree. So it is what it is, right? And I've just got to be careful. I was well behaved last night. I made sure that I put up the video footage that I had, and then went straight to sleep because I knew I was really tired. Of course, now I've got a problem because I've still got footage that have to do with two other issues that I took. I interviewed Benji on a couple of issues, and I might hold those over to the weekend because otherwise I'm going to get too far behind on the daily vlogs, and I know that some of you actually also enjoy the daily vlogs, so I don't want to just do non-stop stuff of the trip. We'll just play with that a little bit. Well, I say play with it, but it's just like, yeah, we've had quite a bit, and so as much as it is great fun, and it definitely is great memories for me. I hope you all enjoyed that incredible picture of Judy with her head rolled back, laughing the way that she was. I just thought it was just such a beautiful picture. To me, there is nothing more infectious than somebody laughing. And with all that's going on with Judy at the moment, with the twins, and with Juliana getting to be 2, very close to, and showing all those signs, you sort of to me, it was a great gift to see her laugh like that. And it's not that she's an unsmiley person. It's not true at all. I mean, she quite honestly think deserves medals. I don't know how she keeps as calm and collected and loving as she is. It's scary to me. I go, how does she do that? I really have no idea how she does it. But she does. So if ever you see anything with her being a little bit ratty, no, this is definitely the exception. It's not a rule. So I look at it and go, wow, I wish that I had her ability to handle stress at that level. And you know, I really get a sense that to Judy it's not stress. It just is what it is. And in fact, everybody around her is, you know, I look at the whole sort of family and they're all just so calm. And you can only know that they grew up in a different way. They sure as heck did not grow up in my family. And I hope some of you are nodding and going, nor mine. And I've said it before, and I will say it again, that, you know, sometimes that is almost, you know, it's just like, wow. Imagine growing up in a family that was that loving. Yeah, where all your cousins were taught to be that loving, and you know, it's like, yeah, right, not mine. You know, or you know, just everything about it. And so there's this large part of me that's going, but I didn't, and so therefore the personality I have definitely does not come anywhere near to that of Judy's. But I can only believe, because that is what I believe, that we were each given the childhood we were given to become the people that we are today. And I often wonder if I would be as understanding of some of the traumas that I deal with or talk about or whatever. I wonder if I would be as understanding of them if I had not lived my childhood. And I say that as well for, I noticed that a fair number of the Dear Mama Soul peeps, you know, have had their experience. And I believe that's why they're so good at supporting other people is they know the trauma, they know the pain. And that's why I really do, for those of you who may be new viewers this week, just do really recommend that you join us if you get a chance, or if you have things you like to talk about and maybe don't have an opportunity to within your own family. We have sort of created an extended family for people, and it's done on the Dear Mama Soul broadcasts, and you don't have to talk, you can just type, you don't have to go up on camera, even though some people do. You don't have to do anything. We don't believe in the word have to. We believe that as an adult you may choose to, and we honor that. And so, excuse me, so I would really recommend that you start joining us. Now I need to tell you that when we do the broadcast, they are either insanely funny or very, very serious. And that would be depending on A, who's in the room, but also it depends on I've never seen that before. It's a guy going through a motorbike test. And I didn't know how they did that. They have a car that follows him with a little sign on it that says motorcycle test. I personally would fail him because it's rush hour. Oh, look at the traffic either side of me. It's just ending of rush hour and he is in the fast lane with his bike. So, anyway, where was I? Join us on the broadcast. If you want to know the times of the broadcast, I will put them up again in the description underneath here. I think they're hidden in there somewhere, but I'll bring them back up to the top, just so that you guys can see them easily. And also I will put on the links. But here's the only thing you really need to do. The thing you need to do is to make sure that you are aware, if you like, just aware that it's roughly when the times are, in terms of wherever you're living, you know, whether you're East Coast or whether you're overseas or whatever. And then know that about half an hour before I actually do the broadcast, I always put up a warning that I'm about to do a broadcast on both Twitter and on Facebook. So really get a sort of general idea of when the broadcasts are, because I do actually keep to a routine on them as far as possible, so that it makes it easy for people. And then just be aware that we will put up a warning and let you know you've got half an hour before we start. I do that so people can grab their drinks and snacks and get comfortable and do all the things they need to do. The broadcasts last normally about a couple of hours, and as I said, they can be incredibly funny, or they can be very, very serious. And so the best thing to do is to come without expectation, because the broadcasts sort of have a life of their own. It depends on who's there, and it depends who has an issue. And so we can never really know whether it's going to be a really sort of fun type one or whether it's going to be a very serious one. But luckily, the regular people love it for that. You know, they never quite know what we're going to do because we don't. And that's what makes it entertaining for them and interesting. And a lot of people have learnt a lot, and that's really a wonderful thing. So I really invite you all to join us, and I will in future be doing, you know, just a little bit more to let people know about the broadcast, because it is important. There's no doubt in my mind that there are an awful lot of people who actually would like to talk about their stuff, but really don't have a safe place where they can do it. And we like to provide that. And you need to know we're not going to be telling you what you have to do. And we're not your parents or spouse. We don't tell you what you have to do. We may give you some choices, but the choices are all yours because you're an adult. And we may give you people that you can talk to, but it's not their job to do your work, if you get my drift. So we'll give you the tools that you need, and it's up to you if you want to use them. And we certainly, the other thing that you need to know is we won't be sort of putting you on the line to say, well, did you do what we suggested? That's not who we are. We don't do things that way. But if you do things and get a positive result, we love it when you let us know, so we can let everybody know that you're succeeding in walking your way away from where you were. That's always exciting for everybody. All right. So I guess I would have to say that my word for the day is tired. And it's not like me, I don't very often put up what I call a negative word. And I consider tired in a way to be a negative word. Because part of me goes, it's a mental thing. And then I know that's not totally true. I know there is a physical component to it. And I really do believe that all the excitement of the weekend sort of caught up with me. And so I'm really grateful for the fact that I'm not sick and tired, I'm just tired. And I had a really good night's sleep, long. And I've obviously got as they say in England, a frog in my throat. I don't know why they ever call it that. Oh, because it croaks. Of course, that's why. Thank you. Okay, yes. The frog croaks. Got it. Wow, can you believe I lived all this time and didn't ever realize that before? It goes to show how stupid I am. Right. I learned something today. Well, see, sometimes it pays to be a little tired. Clears the mind of all the extraneous stuff, so you can actually make logical connections. We're short-staffed at work, and I know that part of me could have quite happily have just stayed in bed for a day or two to recover, and I couldn't do that to my colleague because the third member of our part of the team is on vacation this week, so there's no way I'm going to leave somebody alone unless I'm really, 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 really sick. Then I obviously would, but I'm just not at that level. Alright everybody, so here's the question. Are you tired? Or are you feeling bright-eyed, bushy-tailed? I am surprised, by the way, that I have succeeded in doing my 10 minutes every day since I started this, and I actually have to look back on the vlogs to find out when I started this, or back on the Facebook page, because I realized that as far as I know, touch wood, I have not missed a day so far, and I would rather like to keep it at that. Of course, I am a little bit concerned that the wet, drippy stuff is going to be starting for too much longer, and you know we have rather a lot of rain here in British Columbia. And then I was going, oh, I really don't want to be walking out in heavy rain every day. And then I remembered I've got my total gym, and if I don't go out 10 minutes walking in the rain, then I do and can do 10 minutes easily on my total gym. So that's my backup plan. I don't have a reason not to do it. I am very fortunate I have the total gym. And by the way, even though it spends a lot of its time acting as a clothes horse, and I guess I'd like to know, do any of you have any exercise equipment in your house that you thought was a really good idea at the time, and you swore blind that you would use it, and therefore it was well worth the money? Do any of you have exercise equipment in the house that you use as a clothes horse rather than, or maybe a storage unit of some sort? I find I put things on top of it. Yeah, it has one of those sliding benches, and it's very useful for putting my pants on, you know, when I and port them up from the wash before I hang them up. You know, I sort of have uses. And I just wonder if I'm the only one, or whether other people have got exercise equipment that's, you know, it's really multifunctional, I think we can say. I am certain there are people out there that want to know that they're not the only one, as I need to know that. And maybe we can laugh a lot and try and dust a couple of them off this winter and see if we can get them working again. I do want to tell you what has really stunned me, and I think it stunned me enough that that's why I am actually continuing to do what I started to do, is how bad my muscles were in my legs. How bad my Achilles heel was, my Achilles tendon, how bad my calves were. I mean, that was, I guess they were close to atrophying. That's what it felt like. And so, obviously, the little exercise I do, just even, and I think I do more than quite a few people just by virtue of the fact I go to work and I walk a lot backwards and forwards at work. I make a point of doing that. Where I could just pick up a phone and phone somebody, I'm inclined to get up and go and ask them because I know it's exercise. And I just didn't realize how little I was using those muscles. So I'm probably really above all else asking you, have a look at what you're doing and find out how strong your muscles are. And maybe the way to do it is just to try the 10-minute walk.